Hey everybody, welcome back. We got another orb milestone math. How much do I need to do to finish these milestone type dilemmas? This time it's fun in the sun. It is a Deadpool chimichanga type event where we're gonna go over the basics to let you know exactly how this event works a little bit, and more importantly, kind of go through the math to show you different ways you can get it done. Is this a trap event for orbs? Is this something that you're gonna have to blitz a ton for? Is this something you're gonna have to whale out on? I'm gonna hit every one of those aspects and hopefully cover all the different types of players in this. So there's a lot of different avenues to potentially get to all these milestones, and I'll have to admit, this one seems, at first people were saying, oh, it's easy, it's not bad, but if I remember right, I think these orbs are a little bit harder to max out than the last one. So is something coming with orbs? I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, let's go check it out.
Bring me WolverThor!
Okay, first, before we get into the math, again, basics of this event: firework frenzy, bunch of milestones, get points from milestones. How do you get those points? Opening orbs. How do you open orbs? We're going through this fast because we're going to go through it slow in a little bit. These are the type of orbs you can open to get points: orange firework, purple firework, and blue firework. Little tip: do only the orange firework. So how do you open that? You need chimichangas. How do you get chimichangas? There are several ways, and we're going to go through those in a second. Okay, so you go back to the milestones here, and you're like, all right, so for me to get all of this stuff at the end here, where it's like you got all these rewards, 3 red star Deadpool, 75 ABCs, some mini cats, 10 symbiote Spider-Mans, 10 yo-yo, more mini uniques, 5 elite 5 credits, 5 red star cable, all this stuff, 18 scans, and then, you know, a little over half of a 5-star elite here with some more whale tiers, aka moros. And you're like, all right, I want to get these, so I really want to open these orbs, right? All right, so that's what you want to do. You want to open these orbs to get these rewards. That's the idea. You saw the orbs that you can open to be able to get these points. All right, so now we got to get chimichangas. Okay, one way to get chimichangas is this Heatstorm event, which you can see by doing all of these different things with opening an orb. We'll get into that in detail in a minute. There's also a few other things you can do. I will show those up on the screen as I am going through these things on the spreadsheet. But that is the general gist of this, okay? Again, you want to open a bunch of orbs to get stuff. That's simple. Now, how do we get the chimmies that allow us to open these orbs? Okay, let's jump into that. Okay, so fun in the sun chimmies, right? So the final milestone, number 45, to get that is 52,200 points. Like I said, how do you get points? You open firework orbs. You get 1,600 orbs. Or I'm sorry, 1,600 points per opening of that orb. That means how many orange orbs do you have to open? Simple formula, that or this divided by that, you get 33 orange orbs you need to do. Chimmies you need to require to open each individual orb. It's also 1,600. So don't get confused by the points and the chimmies. Yes, they're different, but they just happen to have the same values. So you need 52,200 chimmies. Okay? Wow, that's a lot of chimmies. Now, again, how do we get these, okay? So there are multiple ways to get this. How to get chimmies? Doing stuff. Okay, so right now you'll notice that I have this highlighted in yellow, event duration days. I'll go over this in a little bit to show how these numbers are gonna change. The reason I put 8 is because I wanna show a worst case scenario here in case we do not get chimichangas during the orb events or the orb blitzes, okay? So I just want everybody to know that right now I've only got that as 8. So what if you've only got 8 days to do this and not 10, all right? Now, again, you'll get some more energy, so things will fluctuate a little bit there, but you get the gist that this can fluctuate between the 8 and 10 day mark, okay? You can get chimmies through using energy. And you'll see on the screen here a little drop where you can see that when you're using 20 energy, you get 20 chimmies. This, in my mind, is one of the most critical things that you want to make sure that you stay on top of. because it gives you a good amount of chimmies over the duration of this event for basically something that you're doing anyway. So you get 1,008 energy per day if you're super efficient, 12 energy per hour. The 83 collects. The 80 free energy collects 3 times a day. And then if you do core refreshes, so you can do, I think, 450s at 120 each. That's how you get that number. And then from there, you've got the duration of the event. So it's as simple as these, these two multiplied by each other. All right, so once you get to 8,000, that's 8,000 chimmies you're gonna get. You also have a daily from raids. Again, I'll try to pop it. If I can get an image up, I'll pop it up on the screen so you can see it. Every day, if you hit one raid node, you get 400 chimmies times the duration of the event. That's how you get 3,200. Same thing with arena. You get a daily, you do your 2 arena attacks, you get some chimmies. So you get all these chimmies, which reduce it down to now 39,000. So this subtotal minus, or take the overall amount minus this subtotal, and that's how you get the 39,000. So your new baseline is 39,000 chimmies. All right, and so now the question is, how are you going to get these chimmies? All right, there's a few other ways to get them. And again, I want to emphasize, energy is critical. Make sure that you're getting that stuff. Make sure you're using those 50 core refreshes, okay? Because that really, really helps reduce this amount. All right. So the first thing that I want to look at that we can potentially do here is basically blitz, okay? So this is the thing that we always talk about when we've got these different events is how much do I have to blitz? I'm keeping it simple this time because it is simple. You get 35 chimmies per win. There's no formula. There's no stress about it. You get 35 if you win, all right? So if you got how many blitz wins required for this entire event, 35 divided by the 39,000. That's it. And how many is that? 11,000, or what is that? 1,100, a little over 1,100, 1,124. And then again, you got the days left for the event. Blitz wins required per day. Simple math, once again, that divided by that. So you need 140 wins per day. Rotations you need per day, if you're assuming 20 wins per rotation. You could probably get a little bit more than that depending on your roster size, but because there's so many different levels of players in the game, I just like to stick with 20, and that's it. So that's 7 rotations per day. That means 14 hours of not active blitzing, but over the course of 14 hours, you need to be making sure you're hitting those 2-hour timers. Okay, so it's pretty intense to do that. It's kind of like, yeah, you have to drop down to tier 1, it's mindless, whatever, but you've got your phone or whatever up for that time, right? So it's like, great, all right, so I am doing that many blitzes per day. I don't want to do that. How else can I do it? Well, the first way, if you really, in Foxnex, loves this way, of course. And actually, before I get to it, one thing I want to show you, so is if this changes to 10, it becomes a little bit more manageable for 5-ish rotations a day, okay? So just note that if it's 10 days and not 8, it becomes easier. And again, this is without factoring anything else into the game, okay, or into this event at the moment. So we're changing the duration back to 8. The first thing you could potentially do, and again, like I mentioned, Foxnex would love it if you do this, is you could well out. There's a few offers that we're seeing in the game. We've got one for 25 bucks that you can, all of these you can buy 4 times. There's one for 20 bucks and one for 15. These are the amount of chimmies you get, okay? The 4,800, there's other stuff with it, but this is kind of what you're looking at. So, and then the chimmies needed if you don't want to blitz or open orbs, because spoiler, that's another way to actually get chimichangas from this event. So if you buy all 4 of these, then you get this many. You get 19,000. If you buy all 4 of these at 20 bucks a pop, you get another 14,000. And at that point, you're like, okay, well, wait a minute, I'm getting close. I need 39,000, and that's 33.6. So how many more do I need? So you need to get 5,700 from this $15 offer, and then you actually get the exact amount you need. And how much is it going to cost to do that? 225 bucks. So if you want to drop 225 bucks to just finish this thing, not blitz, that's how much it's going to cost you. All right, you don't need to do it any more than that. But again, that means you're not opening orbs, you're not doing any blitzing at all. And if you've got 225 bucks of expendable income, more power to you, do it. That's where you're at, okay? So wanted to show that option, all right? That's just, if you want to whale, that's where you're looking at to just erase everything out of there. It's a lot of money for, at least for me personally, but, a lot of people are, a little bit better off, and they might be able to pull that off. And if you're thinking about it, that's how much you're gonna spend. So then orbs. Okay, so this is the part where, you know, I have to admit, I started wearing a tinfoil hat a little bit, where I was like, the last time I remember these orb events, I thought it was like ridiculously easy with blitz orbs. Okay, this time not so much. And maybe I'm remembering wrong, and please comment in the comments below if I'm missing this. Did you have to do a ton of blitz orbs and orange gear orbs? Maybe we did. I don't remember needing to do that. I thought I just knocked this thing out of the park with just my blitz orbs, and that was it. But this time I can't do that. So I'm gonna go over to the side here and show you all the milestones in a second. But essentially what you're gonna get when you see this is, if you finish all these milestones from opening orbs to get these points, you'll get 13,000 chimmies. Okay, that's if you max it out. All right, and that still leaves you with 26,000 left to do, which means you're either gonna have to whale or you're gonna have to blitz if you want to finish these milestones. Okay, so even if you finish the orbs completely, you still have to do work. All right, so I'm only gonna look at the blitz after orbs. I'm not gonna look at the whale part, because if you're gonna whale, it's quick to figure out. You're just gonna spend the money, you're gonna figure it out. But the blitzing, that's gonna be a little bit different. Are you gonna want to spend time doing this? So again, 35 chimmies per win, blitz wins per required. Now we're using the new baseline of 26,000. So we need 752 this time, as opposed to 1,100 or a little over that. So again, days left, it'll change. Blitz wins required per day this time is 94, as opposed to 140. And where it was 7 rotations a day, it's now closer to 5. So you lose a couple rotation, or you don't have to do a couple more rotations a day, which is great. It's like, great, more time for me. Okay, so now it's like you're talking about a 9 to 10 hour blitz day. And again, not consistently, but over the course of, you know, that time, you're blitzing for every 2 hours of that, you're, you know, blitzing for 30 minutes or whatever it is. Still a lot of time in game. So do you want to blitz that much? Now, what about these orbs? Is this realistic? I'll look at that in a second, but I did want to just point this out here. And again, if I change this to 10, it becomes easier down there. Let's go down there. And it's just 3 rotations a day. So if we get these chimmies on the orb blitzes, which makes this 10, then this becomes a very, very, very attainable. Easy does it, no problem. Probably don't even have to mess too much with these milestones for the orbs. You just do what you got to do in living color. And then that's it. All right. So, but let's keep this at 10. Now the part that, or I'm sorry, 8, the part that I want to show you guys here is I have over here a giant chart, okay, where I've got the milestones, how many chimmies you get through from it, how many total chimmies through that milestone, the points required to hit that, and then a number of different orbs that you could open to meet those milestones. And there's a lot. There's blitz orbs, there's orange gear raid orbs, there's purple gear raid orbs, blue gear, gold premium, mega, etc. I skipped the war orbs because I'm assuming people aren't necessarily hoarding those. It's really these other orbs you're going to look at. And for me, the first thing I look at is blitz orbs, but they're not worth that much. They're only worth 2 points. And so what you'll see here is all these number of orbs required to meet these milestones. So if you want to meet the final milestone, you got to open 2,090 blitz orbs. You've got to open 279 orange gear raid orbs. You've got to open 465 purple gear, 279 orange gear, 465 purple, 697 blue, 1,045 either gold or premiums, 160 mega orbs. That's a ton of orbs. Ton of orbs, right? So I was trying to remember it. Last time I thought I just nailed this thing with just blitz orbs. I've got about 400, which is what this blue part says. And I'm like, I'm at milestone 18. I need to get a whole bunch of other stuff here. So I ended up highlighting in blue where I was actually at with these orbs. I didn't do the gold or premium or mega because I really want to try to do it without those. But it is what it is. So anyway, I took these and then I took the points that I could get from each one of those and dragged them over here, right? So I could see how many points could I get from opening each one of those. And I could get 4,960. And I only need 4,180. So I'm 785 points over. All right, so I'm like, great. I don't need to open all these, and where can I reduce? The first thing I looked at, actually, and oddly enough, you guys might think I'm crazy, but it was the blue raid orbs, because I like to use those for and you guys might laugh, but the seed theory, okay? So you could test that, and look, whether it works or not, it's kind of fun to play with, so don't hate. You know, so I want to keep those. If I can keep those, there's 435 points. That means I need another 260 points from somewhere. So I'm like, maybe I reduce my orange gear orbs a little bit, and then I can open the rest of these, which means I've got to open all 160 of my purple. I got rid of my blue. I got to open all 400 of my bits orbs, which is okay because Toad. And that's why I'm okay doing that, because I'm going to try to farm Toad, all right? And then, and maybe, I'll see if maybe I'll throw that in on the end of this video. We'll see, just so you can know how many you're going to get. And I'll do it quickly. And then it was like, all right, so that would mean so I have to open 162 of the purple and still open 134 of these orange gear raid orbs. And I started thinking to myself, okay, maybe, I don't know. I just put on my tinfoil hat and I was like, are they trying to get us to open these? Are they going to change these in the future? And again, people are bringing up, well, if they really want to change them, they can just make a new orb. They don't need to trick you into it. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. But the only times they've done that for the Greek raids, it was because they actually changed the traits within those orbs. It wasn't just, I'm putting something new in it. Typically, if they're putting something new in it, they put something new in it, and that's it. So I don't know. We'll see exactly how that shakes out. I'm probably being, a conspiracy theorist about it. But hey, you know what? I've heard weirder theories before. So let me know what you guys think about that. Again, this isn't terrible. It's much better than some of the other ones. The biggest thing that I wanted to share here is be smart about exactly how many orbs you gotta go through here, and be smart about which ones you're opening. Okay, it's just prioritize. If I like to keep the blue ones for seed theory. Blitz, if you don't need them, who cares? Open them. They add a blitz tune in there, every several months. So I built up 400 again, so it'd probably be plenty of time for me to build up again. I'm not really super worried about it. The orange gear, I'm kind of like, I really would love to not open that many of those, but kind of is what it is. So that is really it. That's what I got on this thing. Again, it's not too bad. It was when I first started seeing all this stuff. I started thinking, and I saw people talking. They're like, "Oh, this is great." Da 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 da. I'm like, "Yeah, okay. I want to look at this. It's decent. We'll see how it shakes out. I want to make sure that we keep these 35s. Nothing gets weird. Is it 8 days? Is it 10 days? I ran with the 8 on this just to make sure we're, dialed in perfectly. So anyway, I appreciate you guys stopping by. Let me know what your thoughts are. Did I mess up any of the math? Am I just overlooking something obvious? Is my outlook here nuts? Am I being tinfoil hat with the, is it a trap for the orbs? I don't know. Maybe it's not. Maybe it is. I don't know. We'll never know until we know, right? That's how it works. So please share with your alliance mate, friends, family, grandmas, grandpas, aunts, uncles, cousins, all that kind of good stuff. And until next time, I hope you have a wonderful day.